Hello everyone, good morning. My name is Tiffany. I'm an educator here at the Aquarium of the Pacific. I hope you are ready to do some exploring because today we are going to find out if animals play. Do you like to play? Maybe you have a favorite toy. Maybe you like to play outside and ride your bike. I don't think any of our animals ride bikes. I definitely haven't seen that yet. But I do think our animals play. So we're going to find out if they play by making some observations today with my friend, Captain Joe. Now, during the program, if you have observations or you have questions, you can text us live. Our number is 562-286-1838. We are streaming this live at 9 a.m. on Friday. But if you are watching the recording of this episode, we still want to hear from you. You can instead email us at live@lbaop.org. All right. I know it's early in the morning, but I think Captain Joe is ready for us. Let's see what Captain Joe is up to.
Hello boys and girls, it's Captain Joe of the Ocean Rangers. I'm here at the aquarium today investigating if our animals really do play.
That is a great question. I heard that some of our penguins like to play. Maybe we go check out their habitat?
You over there.
Sounds good. All right, so Captain Joe is going to meet us over at the penguins. But before we get started, we are going to need to use our observation skills. Observation means that you are noticing things with your eyes. Maybe you're even making some observations with your ears by listening. So we are going to play a little game to make sure your observation skills are up to par. Let's see what kind of game we have. Okay, so we're looking at a gray animal. That said gray, G-R-A-Y. Huh. What animal do you think this is? What do you notice? What observations can you make? You can text those in. Make sure you have a parent or guardian permission. Maybe you're in class and your teacher can text in. What are some things that you notice? Ooh, we have a class watching. Okay, so we know based off of this puzzle already told us this is a gray animal. So I do see some gray. I do see some darker colors too. Maybe that's a dark brown. Someone guessed a zebra shark. Do you see, does this animal look like it has stripes or does it look like it has dots? I also see some triangles. Do you notice this triangle? Triangle. Someone said that it has spots. I see spots as well. See another triangle over here. Triangle right here. So I notice a lot of triangles. Do you know of any animals that live in the ocean that have a lot of triangles on their bodies? So we see a lot of triangles and we see some spots. Let's go ahead and reveal this animal. Oh, did you guess that it was a shark? This isn't just any shark. This shark is a local here to Southern California. This is a leopard shark. So here in California, we call this shark a leopard shark. But if you are from Australia, you might know this as a zebra shark. So sometimes common names aren't always the best way to identify an animal. So the scientific name is always going to be unique for each animal. But common names can sometimes get messy, sometimes get mixed up. But here in California, we call this a leopard shark because of those spots. All right, I think you are ready. Those were some good observation skills. Let's head up to our penguin habitat and let's see what Captain Joe is up to. Captain Joe, what are you doing?
Oh, hey kids, we're here at our Magellan Penguin exhibit. We're just taking some observational data to see if we do have penguins that really play here at the aquarium.
Yeah, that's great. So, what have you found out? Wait, where? Oh, I think he was playing with the penguins or trying to play with the penguins, and then maybe he got a little embarrassed. I don't know. But let's go ahead and see if he has made any other observations on these penguins. Oh, there he is.
They seem to be very curious about their environment, but I wonder how that helps them in their habitat.
All right, so Captain Joe was making some observations about these penguins. Let's make some observations about them now as well, now that we see them in their habitat. So we see a lot of them swimming around. Ooh, do you notice those bubbles coming off of them? They are black and white colored. Oh, look at these little wings. Do you think they're used for flying? That was a big stretch there. Oh, they're using their beaks? Maybe those two are having a little disagreement. Some are swimming, some are on alert. Oh, do you notice they do have a little pink around their eyes? All right. Did you make some observations on these penguins? What are some things that you observed? Now, I noticed when the penguins were diving down that some bubbles were coming off of their feathers. Did you know penguins have feathers? Yeah, they are a bird, even though they can't fly. Those tiny little wings they have, they're more like flippers, and they help them to swim through the water. But they are going to frequently groom themselves because their feathers are super, super important to keep them warm in those cold, cold ocean waters. So that air that we saw coming out of their feathers, they are actually going to trap air underneath their feathers to help insulate them and keep them warm while they are swimming. Because that habitat, did you notice it was outside? And on days like today, it is pretty chilly in Southern California. So I'm sure that water is pretty chilly as well, but they are going to be constantly swimming in there, despite the fact that you or I might think it's cold. And that is because their feathers help to keep them warm. So that's some observations that I noticed about their physical appearance and maybe a little bit about their behavior. But did you see them playing? So we had some observations come in. Someone noticed that they are black and white like orcas. Yes, that is a type of camouflage called counter shading that many animals do have, having white bellies and dark on their back. Because if you were to look down into the ocean, it just looks pretty dark. So by having a dark back, maybe you blend in with the rest of the darkness. But if you're down below and you're looking up in the ocean, up towards the sky, you just see a lot of bright light from the sun. So if you have a white underbelly, like these penguins, then maybe you look up and having a white underbelly helps you to blend in with the sunshine. So even though it looks like, hey, I can clearly spot that penguin, it doesn't look like it's camouflaging. That counter shading is a type of camouflage that orcas have as well. Someone also noticed those wings don't look like they can help a penguin to fly, and you are correct. Those are going to be very powerful, almost like paddles, to help them swim through the water. Great job. So, oh, someone else, if swimming is playing. Huh. I guess maybe they are. Could they be playing tag? What do you think? I'll leave that decision up to you. Maybe they're playing tag, but maybe they also play in other ways. So while I leave Captain Joe to find some, to find out if penguins actually do play and maybe find an expert on that, in the meantime, let's check in on my friend Kara. So Kara works as part of our husbandry team here at the aquarium, and she specifically works with some birds. So let's see if she knows of any animals that play.
Hi, my name is Kara. I'm an aviculturist here at the aquarium in the Pacific. That just means that I take care of a lot of the birds that live here at the aquarium. And this is Lola. Lola is one of our program animals. He is a sulfur-crested cockatoo. Our program animals are animals that we take to other places like schools, and we do presentations with him here to educate the public about animals in the wild. Right? Can you say hi? Good boy. Blow kisses. Good boy. So some of the things we do for Lola during his playtime are we like to give him a bath sometimes. Sometimes he likes to have toys that he likes to play with. Sometimes he likes to just do really fun behaviors. Lola is about as smart as a 3 or 4-year-old child, so he likes to do really, really fun things. He actually likes to do these behaviors that we do with him, so it's fun time for him. Even though it's a training session, it's also fun.
Wow, that does sound like fun. So just to kind of recap a little bit what she was saying, these animals, instead of just kind of hanging out all the time, people look at them, that seems a little boring, doesn't it? She said that this animal is as smart as a 3 or 4-year-old. Have you ever been around a 3 or 4-year-old? They have a lot of energy, huh? And they really like to play, don't they? And so our animals, like Lola there, like to play as well. And so they have playtime as part of what's called enrichment. We also have some other animals here that get enrichment from time to time. And that is kind of an industry term that we use, that we give them toys, stuff to play with, stuff so that they don't get bored. We definitely don't want our animals to be bored. We want this to be a fun place, not only for you to come and visit, but also for our animals that live here. Now, I heard that Kara and Lola have prepared a song for us. Are you ready to hear their beat? Let's go ahead and listen.
Peekaboo! Good boy.
Was that what you were expecting? Yeah, maybe me neither. But that is a part of Lola's enrichment and training. So we are going to train our animals, one, so that they have fun and that their brain is mentally stimulated, but also for the health of the animals. Sometimes training involves using skills that these animals would use in their natural habitat. Sometimes we train and gives the animals some exercise, but then sometimes we train them to do behaviors that help us when they need to receive veterinary care. Because some of our animals, it would be really hard to make them take some medicine that they don't want to take. So we train them and we have that enrichment that is fun for them so that they want to participate in part of their health care. Now, before we check on Captain Joe to see if he has found our penguin expert, let's go ahead and I think we need to play another game. Okay, so this time this animal is green. What green animal lives in the ocean? Oh man, that's all we get. Okay, well, I see a lot of blue, but we're looking specifically at the green parts. That must be the animal. So you could text in your observations, and maybe even your guesses. Is this even enough to make a guess? I see something over here, and it looks like it has a lot of texture. It looks like if I were to touch this animal here, that it'd be kind of bumpy. But then this area over here, there's a pattern going on here. And that doesn't look squishy. Someone has guessed that it is a sea turtle. Let's go ahead and reveal this animal. was. This is a green sea turtle. So you can see it has big flippers here. It has a hard shell on its back. And then look at this mouth here. That mouth is a powerful mouth to do some powerful chomping. Great observation skills. Okay, I think we're ready to check in on Captain Joe to see if he's found our penguin expert.
Welcome back, boys and girls. I'm here with my friend Matt. He works with a lot of our birds here at the aquarium. Matt, we're investigating if our animals here at the aquarium like to play. Can you help us out with that question?
Oh yeah, most of our animals are naturally curious. Our penguins especially like to investigate their surroundings. They like to look under the water and above the water. So we like to give them enrichment, things to play with while they do that.
Now, enrichment. Can you explain a little bit more about what that means to our guests?
Sure, enrichment is a way of keeping our animals from being bored, from being lazy. It keeps their mind stimulated and it keeps their body active, just like kids would play with toys. And we like to use things like balls and dog toys, and they even like to play with bubbles.
Bubbles? Yeah, some of these are actually looking very familiar to me. I'm sure a lot of our guests have seen these before.
Sure, it's the same type of thing that you would use for your pets at home.
Awesome, very cool. And I imagine these are probably pretty fun for our animals.
We like to think so.
Awesome, awesome. Well, Matt, I'm sure you have a lot of things that you have to do, get back to our animals. If it's okay, do you think I can maybe hang out with these toys for a little while and maybe play with our penguins?
Maybe for a little bit, but they're going to want them back because they use their enrichment every day.
All right, well, I'll go ahead and I'll bring them back to you for sure. Matt, thank you so much. Back to you at the studio.
Thank you so much, Joe, and thank you, Matt, for teaching us a little bit more about how penguins play. Now, penguins aren't the only ones that get enrichment. Our seals and sea lions might also use some dog toys to play around. I've definitely seen our otters playing with some toys, diving down to the bottom of their habitat and bringing up a toy. Have you ever gone swimming and gone diving for maybe little torpedoes or little rings? That's kind of a game that our otters like to play. So all of our animals here are getting enrichment. And like Matt had said, that is something for them to play with so that they don't get bored, so that they're mentally stimulated. Some of our animals even get puzzles to check to see, how smart is this animal? I know that our octopus, sometimes its food will be put into a puzzle so that he has to solve the puzzle to open it up and get the food. And guess what? He always solves it. He's very, very smart. So our animals get enrichment, and that enrichment is a form of play. Now, let's go ahead and head to our Magellan Animal Care Center. I think we have someone waiting there for us at the Magellan Animal Care Center. Now, the Magellan Animal Care Center is a full functioning veterinary office. So this full functioning veterinary office, not every zoo and aquarium has one, but we're very lucky to have this veterinary office. And guess what? Look at all those windows. If we ever have a procedure going on here at the aquarium and you're here, you could watch whatever procedure is going on. Maybe it's just a health exam, or maybe it's a surgery. Who knows? But you're able to watch. Now, we're going to talk with my friend Shara, and she's going to tell us a little bit more about what she does here at the aquarium.
Welcome, Ocean Rangers. My name is Shara Seals. I am a veterinary technician here at the Magellan Animal Care Center, our veterinary hospital for the Aquarium of the Pacific's animals. I work with Dr. Lance Adams, our veterinarian. A veterinary technician is a fancy term for an animal nurse. That's what I do here. And today, we're going to look at Heidi, one of our Magellanic penguins. She needs a physical exam. This is Heidi. This is one of our Magellanic penguins. We're going to do a physical exam on her today. We use this is a stethoscope. We use this to listen to her lungs and her heart. This is an ophthalmoscope. We look at her eyes. And this is a thermometer. We have to take her temperature. Heidi's being very good. We look at her feathers to make sure they're in good quality so that she's able to thermoregulate, which means keeps her warm while she's swimming in the water. We look at her beak and her nostrils, and we even look at her feet. And we feel her belly to make sure there's nothing hard or anything out of the ordinary. Well, it looks like Heidi is in good health. She's pretty happy. Thanks for joining us, boys and girls. See you next time.
Thank you so much, Shara. Now, she was just giving Heidi a little checkup. There was nothing wrong with Heidi, but our veterinary team was checking in to make sure there was nothing out of the ordinary. And that's something that we will regularly do here at the aquarium to make sure that our animals are healthy and try to catch something before it's very wrong. While it's small, a small little problem, catch it before it becomes a big problem. All right. So, let's go ahead and check in with Captain Joe. I know he took all of those toys. Let's see if he's finally able to play with some of those penguins. Hi. All right, so it looks like Captain Joe was trying to use the bubbles to catch some of the penguins' attention. Do you think that they were noticing the penguins? Or sorry, the bubbles? Do you think that they were noticing? Maybe. We'll see. All right. It is almost time to wrap up, but before we do, it's quiz time. Have you been paying attention? What kind of bird is Lola? Do you remember? Lola is a lorikeet, a cockatoo, a penguin. What do you think? We've been talking a lot about penguins today. Is Lola a penguin? Go ahead and text in your answers to 562-286-1838. What kind of bird is Lola? All right, let's go ahead and reveal that answer. Lola is a cockatoo! Did you get that right? Give yourself a round of applause if you got that correct. Yay! All right. It is time to wrap up. Let's say our final goodbyes to Captain Joe.
All right, boys and girls, well, it does look like our animals do play here at the aquarium, so job well done. Nice detective work. We're going to go ahead and send it back to you at the studio.
Thank you so much, Captain Joe. All right, everybody. I hope that you had fun using your observation skills to make some observations about the penguins that we saw today and to try and figure out, do animals play? And we actually found out that yes, they do play, and actually they love to play. I have played with our penguins before. Does anyone have a cat at home? So penguins kind of like to play like cats do. Like if you have a little laser or a little string, they love to chase it. So penguins do love to play, kind of similar to how a cat at home might like to play. All right. Again, if you have any questions or additional observations, now would be the time to email us at live@lvaop.org. All right. Thank you so much for joining us today. We do have another program today at 10 o'clock, so in just about 30 minutes. And you can, if you need to, text in that number as well. That 562-286-1838. 538. All right. But that is it from me. Until next time, see you later.